Hello everybody, welcome to a review here. We're going to talk about the new Digimon cases from Bandai. So these are the new Iremon cases I did. So to celebrate the new version 6 and 7, Bandai decided to remake these wonderful Iremon cases. Because the originals nowadays are horribly expensive. And to be honest, nowadays the new Digimons are also very heavily priced as well. So Bandai came out and released some of these new fabulous cases here. So let's take a look at them. Overall, the packaging is very simple for them. It's just a nice little slide-out piece of cardboard here, so you can actually put them back up if you want to. Overall, the instructions on how to use the cases are in the back there. As you see, very easy overall. We'll show off like how well it works with each model of Pendulum. They're like 3 main models, because as you know, not this whole thing won't work with like the progress or the cycle because of them having such heavily different shapes. So, sorry about that, y'all. But overall, these do work with the main models of Pendulums. But overall, these do come in the 2 colors here. So the 2 colors picked here are based off the original Wave 1 for the Digimon devices. So as you see there, pretty much this is all based off Nature Spirits. So hopefully you like the Nature Spirits color, because if you don't, oh well, these are the only colors Bandai gave you for this run. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The main differences with packaging, besides like the color of the devices over here, is these labels up here. The silver black comes with a gold, like holographic, and the silver blue comes with a silver holographic. Well, not silver blue, but the blue and gunmetal colors, pretty much. Those are the little differences in color scheme there. Overall, everything else about them is based off the Nature Spirits color wave and stuff like that. So, sorry about that, y'all. Hopefully you do enjoy the Nature Spirits difference. As you see there, the back is pretty much the same as well, so nothing too crazy about them. And this piece of paper here is just a piece of paper. There's no like inner flap or anything or instructions, because it's all pretty much just built into it. So we're going to take these out, slide them to the side here, same with the actual cases themselves. Take both of them, and yeah, they were taped up, by the way. I already untaped them and everything, because, you know, this is a review, so I actually already have had a good bit of a test run with them and everything. And overall, I actually really like these cases. First off, we will show off compatibility, but these devices actually are very compatible with a lot of the Pendulums that Bandai has released over time. We'll show off each of the compatibility and get into all that fun here, but I forgot to unbox one of the Pendulums to actually show that off. But yeah, we'll get into that in just a quick second. And overall, these cases are pretty simple. You have the word Digimon Pendulum written to the bottom of them. This plastic here that they use for the top is a bit sparkly, has a little bit of glitter in there. I don't know if it's going to catch that well on camera, but it does have a bit of glitter in there. They did actually do proper indentations for the little prong piece and the actual like metal contacts. So no worries like the originals did in case where certain models didn't fit in there properly. And of course, for you color people out there, you do actually get a charging port. So you can actually easily charge your device and not have to worry about that. A nice big wide open keychain port. This is really nice. It supports all the keychains very well from my experience. And of course, you got this nice little plastic hinge here. I would have preferred a little bit of metal in there, but oh well, I guess this is the best I'm getting. It is very nicely made. It does actually have proper supports and everything in there. So it's not just going to like break off or anything for anyone who's worried about that. It does actually have a pretty nice support system to it. And then the hinge over here, this is kind of my main worry so far. It does have little plastic protectors on the side, so it shouldn't break off in that sense. But it's pretty much just bending plastic. So I kind of do worry that it's going to end up being like the original Iremon case, where at some point this plastic up here will start getting brittle over time. Hopefully that doesn't happen. You can also break off the piece very easily if you're like forcing it too hard. So be gentle with it. Just put your nail under there, lift it a little bit, and then there you go. It comes off easily. And then for closing, you just push it down. Overall, not too bad. I kind of wish they upgraded that, but I guess it's better than nothing right now. So, and overall, the hinge works very nicely, so I'm not going to complain too much about it. And let's start getting into devices here. So I decided to test this out in a multitude of ways. I did actually test out the Pendulum Progress and stuff like that. Pendulum Progress does not fit in here. The shell style is way too different from the main like 4 models I'll be talking about in this video. So first off, I will show off one of the models we'll be talking about. We got the Pendulum Z here. we do also have a 20th model here. So those two will be getting talked about. These basically do both use the same shell molds, but I know someone's going to ask me if the Z works with it. So we'll talk about the Z as well. We have our color here. We do have multiple colors, but they're pretty much all the same, so we're just going to only show off like one of them for right now, since, you know, same pretty much. And then, of course, we do also have an original model here. So we do actually have the originals here to test out as well. So we'll start getting into each one of these cases and showing them off. So first off, we're going to pop in our original model here. So the originals have this very fun difference here by being a little bit slimmer and then also having this lot longer nub at the end here. So compared to a lot of the later models, which have a lot more smaller nubs, the original, in my case, has actually had some issues being put in some of the cases I've tried. Well, I've only tried one of those cases, the Zenin one, so not much good experience with trying to put these guys into these newer devices or whatever. Overall, though, getting it all fit in there is pretty simple. You just drop the keychain in. The keychain just goes through the side hole there. You take the device and then just slides in easily. That's pretty much it for it. Overall, there's no issues. Clips in nicely. No anything wrong with it, pretty much. It works very nicely. And, of course, you do have access to the bottom here. We'll show that off with the color, because the color has it very nicely. The buttons are very easy to press. The only one that has a little bit of issues is this top one here. I wish they kind of rounded off this little piece here to make that top button easy to hit. But overall, you do actually get some nice access to the buttons, so it's not too much to complain about. I can still easily hit them, and there's no issues with it. So that's good for us there. And like I said, if you want to battle, you just pop that open, and there you go. You have access to battles. Easy connections, pretty much. There you go. And then to take them out, you just slide it up, and there you go. This case does actually have a bit of space in here. It is mainly holding it by the little front little border thing mainly. So it's kind of nice in that purpose, because in the Zenin case, the Zenin one would hold on to the devices a bit too hard, and that would lead to causes like chipping off paint and stuff like that. These cases, I don't think will actually chip off paint. I think they'll actually do your paint jobs very nicely. So if anyone is worried about that, don't be. These are very loose with it. And I see with a different keychain fit here, we have this little circular one. It still actually fits in properly and goes in there nicely to clip in. Because you notice the original actually has a lot smaller little keychain ring thing or whatever. Overall, though, this one fits in nicely as well. The shakeability is very nice. Your device isn't really shaking or rattling around too much. The buttons are very easy to hit, as you see there. You can hit each button very nicely. These guys are pretty much dead if anyone watches my main Pendulum series. But overall, you can tell that each button is very easy to hit. You do have probably a bit of issues with the top buttons, but like overall, you can still hit them very nicely. So, not too much to complain about with that. I have seen newer cases that do actually put like button extenders. I haven't tried one of those yet, but I do know they're out there, so if anyone's looking for a different style case that has like those, I probably recommend keeping your hunt on a little bit longer. But yeah, overall, this does work very nicely for the 20th model here, so no issues at all. Very much the back is clear. The only thing I might complain about with these cases so far is the sort of like shaking them probably, because this back here is very slick. So when I do recommend when you're using them to probably hold on to the keychain part like between your fingers. So I do probably recommend that, and we'll show off this next one here. We're going to take out the color, or the Z here. I know I'm not doing this properly, and people are probably going to be like, oh no, but it's whatever. Come on. Oh, as I'm hitting lights. Come on, Z. There we go. Got it popped out. I haven't ran the Z's yet because I've been trying to get a complete set of each one before I ran them, and this one has a tab in it. That's not fun. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, I just dropped the device. Overall, though, we do have, here's the Z1 here. As you see, it does have this nice painted finish at the top here. A lot of people worry that with certain cases, these would get scratched off. This one, since it's a lot more of a looser fit in there, you don't really have to worry about that. Hoping this doesn't have like a new battery in there. It does not. Oh, it does. Oops. Did not mean to do that then. But pretty much you slide this on in, get clicked on in, and there you go. There's no worries about the paint scratching off there. Each button's still easy to access on it. So yeah, don't worry pretty much with it. I see, there you go. All the main fun with that. And there you go. Kind of simple. And of course, since it slides out very nicely, there's no like it gripping onto it or whatever. Your paint won't get ruined in any sense. So be glad about that. If anyone's curious about like shaking for this, there's not too much of a rattle with these 20th and Z models since they use the same mold here. There's a little bit of a rattle, but it's not too bad overall. It still fits these devices very nicely in there. I know this device is probably going to complain at me, but I'm going to slip this back on in there. Woo! There we go. Okay, and there we go. That's that one right there. And we're going to put this to the side for right now. And now we get to talk about the last device of the set, which is the color. So the color has a bit of a difference here. Mine's a little bit dusty, so sorry about that. But the colors have these little ports at the bottom for your charging. So overall, pretty much the same solution that goes with each one of these. Slides in very nicely, slips on down in there, which you gotta just slide that in a bit properly, and there you go. Now these do fit the colors a lot more snugly than the other ones, but I'm very glad that the other ones do fit in nicely and won't cause any issues. But once you get the colors in there, they're very snugly in there. There's a little bit of rattle, but that's actually probably a good thing for these devices because, like I said, for paint jobs, they won't get scratched off very easily. And, of course, for anyone curious, this bottom piece here might be a little bit hard to get out with the case on, but overall, it's still pretty accessible. You can still access it easily, and it might make it a bit easier with this piece now, not having to, like, flaggle around or flap, like... You go into like flying around and stuff like that. I don't know what I was trying to say, so sorry about that, y'all. But you still have easy access to your port. You pop that back in, and there we go. Each button still works very nicely overall, so no worries at all with this one. And like I said, you now get to protect your color screen very nicely. As you see there, nothing's really gonna be hitting it like that. And same for the back here. Main issue, like I said, is when you're shaking it, because it is a bit slick. So what I recommend what you probably do is put your chain between your fingers and hold on to that chain while you're shaking it. Because overall, like I said, it is a bit slick, so you might lose grip with that. But as long as you're probably doing that, you get a nice good grip on it, and you should be perfectly fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. My main complaints about this overall is, first off, that hatch. This hatch idea here seems to be a bit of a pain. I do kind of worry about it breaking in the future, but for right now, as long as you're gentle with this thing, you should be perfectly fine. Just don't put too much force on it or anything, just, there you go. In and out, very easily. Nothing too much to worry about. And another complaint I have is kind of the colorway for these devices, because let's be honest here, Pendulums come in a lot of colors, y'all. Why did we only get colors based off the original, like, Nature Spirits model? Like, I get... the gunmetal and, like, the blue can kind of work well for a majority of these pendulums. But, like, if you seriously think about how many colors the pendulum have been made, like, you got a lot of options. Like, you have a brown one. Like, the white. This new, like, red and yellow one that they just made. Like, this is supposed to collaborate with the new launch. Why didn't they do, like, a red color wave to go with it? Or, like, a white color wave to match with the other guy? Like, there's a lot of colors for these devices. Like, it's kind of a shame that they didn't, like, abuse, like, all the colors. Because these things come in a significant amount of colors. Like, they should have, like, abused the power and gone, like, color crazy. So I'm hoping that Bandai sort of comes back later on and makes more of these cases. Because, like, overall, these have been, like, some of the best cases I've ever experienced. Like, they work really well, they won't really scratch your paint off, and, like, they just fit nicely with each of these model pendulums. Like, I don't have to worry about it. Like, it's very nice in that sense. So, I'm going to give, like, the hands off to Bandai on this one, because they did a really good job actually designing these cases. Like, I'm kind of surprised, especially considering, like, some of the other cases they've made recently where it's, like, they're a bit too bulky and everything, like these Tamagotchi cases here. They're still made very nicely, but, like, compared to these pendulum cases, they're very bulky. So I'm very glad that, like, Bandai sat down and made like these cases very nice and slim. They're not super thick. They won't like harm the device in any way. I'm very glad that these turned out very nicely. And y'all will be seeing them in my Pendulum 20th series, because like, you know what? These things work out so nicely that I'm just going to put them for my Pendulum 20th. They're going to protect my super expensive devices. Heck, I'm probably going to be using these for like each of my series. Like for a majority of them at least. I would really like if Bandai made another wave of these cases. Like, not just in the color scheme they picked here. Seriously, Bandai, put out other colors. Like, these two are really nice colors overall. But I would love to have, like, a green at least. Maybe a maroon red color. Like, just any type of red color. Because you see, there's a lot of these type of things where they could have just, like, gone color crazy. And the two colors they picked only are symbolic of like one wave of Digimon. Like, they should have gone like crazy on it and like celebrated each wave. I don't know, like you could have made like 5 cases, but who knows. Hopefully they come out with more cases over time, because like these are really enjoyable. Each button may be a bit of a pain to hit, these top 2 buttons here, but like overall these are very nice cases, and they're a very nice way to protect your Digimon. So thank y'all for watching this video. If anyone does have any questions about these cases, please comment them down below. They work very nicely for the 3 main molds of Digimon. I showed off like 4 models in this video here, but as you notice, each model is very similar, or there's pretty much like 3 mold types to it. If anyone's curious, the Cycle and the X, and of course the normal brick devices and stuff like that can't work with these, sadly. Or like the Pendulum Progress doesn't work with it, even though it's also a Pendulum, but that's just because its buttons are massively different from the standard, and its border thing is also massively different. So, sorry about that part, y'all, but overall, these are really awesome cases. Like, hats off to Bandai, again. So, thank y'all for watching, and hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. These cases were actually surprisingly cheap as well. I picked like each one up. Was it? I'm trying to remember the price I paid for them. It's been a while. I picked them up for a decent price, I think. I don't remember them costing that much, because I think they got tagged along with some other thing for shipping as well. So overall, these are pretty nice and decent for the like price. I think I paid like $20 for these cases. It may have been a little bit less, but overall, in my experience, these cases are pretty nice, and it's glad to have an official option for protecting your cases. It's also nice that these cases are made very well, because I've had experiences with certain ones that are a bit weird and wonky in ways. I'm glad that these cases here do support the 3 main molds of Digimon. And yeah, I'm going to end the video here because I don't have much more to talk about. So, thank y'all for watching. I would put a link down, but to be honest, I bought these off like eBay a while back ago, so I don't really know what to tell y'all of where to get these from. So, sorry about that aspect. They're still available out there because these just came out, so look around. Hope that people aren't scalping them horribly. So, but overall, do I recommend these cases. And Bandai, if you are watching this, make more colors. These are awesome cases. Don't keep it limited to the silver blue and silver black color scheme. I better see like a Nature Spirits green, a Nightmare Soldiers red, and like other awesome colors that even aren't part of Digimon yet. Give me that brown one right there. Give me a nice white pearl white one and everything. Heck, give me colors based off the new models y'all just released. The options are endless. And heck, even give us colors that are not even in Pendulums already. Like, slap out that pink, slap out that purple. Give us everything you got. Unload the gun of machine of power. Heck, even give us some of that gold. I know the Metal Empire has gold in it. Like, there's options. Take advantage of those options, Bandai. And, yeah, that's pretty much it for right now. Thank y'all for watching, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye-bye. Woo! And I'm going to go enjoy these cases and start the next run of eggs, because, you know, that's the joy of when you're running a vlog series at the same time. But I'm glad they get to be protected now. So, yeah, bye.